Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the second season of the horror anthology series Slasher. The first season, of course, originally aired on the Chiller Network, and the rights to season 2 were picked up by Netflix and it was released back in October. Now, I did finish the second season a few weeks ago, at least, or a couple weeks ago, anyway. But as soon as I finished it, I was caught up on, like the handful of other shows I was behind on for the week because I was watching it. So it got delayed a little bit more than I intended it to with my video on it anyway. But I still wanted to talk about it because I really like Slasher Guilty Party, the second season. Now, I liked the first season as well when it was on Chiller. That season starred Katie McGrath, and I like her quite a bit ever since I've seen her, as Morgana and Merlin. That was a very good show. That was a very good start. But as much as I like this one, as much as I like that one, I gotta say the second season, Guilty Party, was even better. And it was honestly one of the shows I've been the most into for a while, really. Because I was watching sometimes 3 episodes at a time, 2 or 3 episodes at a time, depending. And I was really into it. I was engaged. And again, as much as I liked the first season, there's just something that they improved on with the pacing in the second season that I felt was a lot more, like I said, engaging and compelling. There was a better energy to it. There was more violence, which would please horror gore fans, I guess. And I felt like the deaths were a little bit more unpredictable, maybe. Like who ended up being sort of the final girl, I guess, you wouldn't necessarily have expected at the start of the season. So I like that. And the cast all around did a really good job in this one. I'll explain the basis to the story in a second here. But what I also really liked about the season was the setting. It's a classic horror setting. It's winter. They're in a cabin in the woods. You can't get much better than that. And I like how the weather was utilized at certain points too, and of course the location and everything like that. Basically a camp in the woods in winter. So, anyway, but yeah, the premise of it is it's about this group of friends. They were camp counselors for a certain time. Fairly tight-knit, I guess. But there ends up being this new worker among them. And they all end up having some sort of issue with her. She tries to be friends with all of them, but she's one of those people that for some reason tries to manipulate and work everything in her favor that just hurts everyone else. So they all end up having a bone to pick with her. And what ends up happening is that they want to scare her a little bit, so they take her out into the middle of the woods and she thinks they're all partying and having fun and nothing's wrong. They don't know about what happened with the other person or whatever. The idea was just to scare her a little bit, but it gets out of hand. We have certain people who want to lay into her more than some others. We have a person who snaps at a certain time instead. It ends up going so far that they end up murdering her and hiding her body in this little rock, dug out hole kind of thing. And so they return years later. I think it's 5 years later or something, because they're getting more paranoid about the remains potentially being discovered. And as they go back to the camp, they meet up with this other group that's running sort of this peace group type of thing there. And they're paranoid of them, and there's just a lot of different perspectives there. But like I said, I thought the whole cast was really good, actually. Again, as much as I liked Katie McGrath in the first season, I think the rest of the characters in the second season all around were a little bit better. I just thought they were more likable, or at least more, again, I'll use the word engaging. We have... Let me just bring up the names here just to be sure. Okay. Yep, we have Jim Watson, who I recently seen on the strain over its few seasons as young Abraham Satrakian or young David Bradley. So it was a lot of fun seeing him on this. He's definitely one of the most likable actors on the show. You have Leslie Hope, Leslie Hope. She was on the X-Files. She was also on The Strain in the first season, ironically. She did a fairly good job as well. I was a little bit, I wasn't really that into her character, but she definitely did a good job acting-wise. And you also have Ty Olsson, who's been in a ton of movies and shows, from supporting roles to minor roles and everything like that. Even Supernatural and stuff like that, The 100, I could go on and on. He was really good here. And as far as the rest of, the characters, I think the actress who played Dawn, Paula Katie, I probably butchered her name, the blonde there, I think she did a really good job. She was a standout for me, sort of, I think. She was one of the more, really paranoid ones. She was just ready to, get shit done, basically, or do whatever she had to. She brought a gun and everything, so right away she was one of the more, strong-headed, or I don't know what the word for it is. It's 2 o'clock in the morning right now, but I enjoyed her and the layers she had. I liked, I don't have a picture of them right now, but I also liked, let me just see, yep, Paulino Nunes as Mark, who was also on The Strain, ironically. We also had Christopher Jacket as Antoine, who played a character in the first season as well, the Executioner season. It's good to see him again. And I think the actress who played Andy, Rebecca Lydiard, she did a nice job as well, Let's see, I could go on and on about the casting. They all did a pretty even job throughout. I also liked Madison Chitao as Kara. I liked her. And the guy who played Peter, who sort of feels like our main protagonist, along with maybe Rebecca Lydiard's character. I thought he did a fine job as well. He was solid. I don't think he was quite a standout acting-wise, but, he was, likable enough to follow, throughout. Lavelle Adams-Gray did fine. So, yeah, like I said, I really liked the season. I dug it a lot. I was kind of addicted to it, actually. I kind of took up everything else I was getting behind in other shows because I wanted to watch more of this. So yeah, and I like the story a lot. Everyone had a sort of a bone to pick with this girl, but as the flashbacks, stem throughout the episodes, you see that there's a moment where every single one of them goes a bit too far and they kind of screw themselves. And of course, there's this mysterious killer out there, killing them one by one. And as far as the mystery of that. As far as how it compares to the first season, I guess it was a little bit better with who it ended up being. It was a little more of a complex situation, I guess. Whereas the first season's mystery as to who the killer was enjoyable. It was a little bit easy to guess within the characters, I suppose. So they played it a little bit more. I don't know if 3D is the word on this one. It felt more effort is put into the mystery, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. And there are, like I said, there are a good amount of violent scenes in this that should please horror gore fans. There's intestines, blood, the whole lot. And as far as the ending goes, I liked it. There's not many left alive at all. But I'll just say I did enjoy the character they went with, to kind of survive, the season, I guess. And the character that survived this season, as well as who survived the first, I wouldn't mind them actually crossing over, because it seems sort of possible, so I wouldn't mind that converging and the stories intersecting. I think that'd be a decent idea if they do a third season, which I really hope they do. Like I said, it's one of the most entertaining and engaging shows I've watched in a while, so yeah. If I had to rate Slasher Season 2 Guilty Party, I'd rate it about a B+ or an A-. I liked it that much. Not really many problems I can think of, honestly. I could go on and on about the little plot details of certain characters. Ty Olsson, I'll mention him again. He did a great job with what his character ends up being. And it might not be what you think either, but he's definitely another one to look out for. I might just spoil it there, but I'll put spoilers in the title just in case I said anything too much. But yeah, so not much more to say. even though that kind of contradicts what I said, because I said there's more I could go on about, but there's not much more to say. What does that mean, Jacob? But yeah, there's more I could go on about. There's other little things, but I'd just make it like a 20-30 minute video. I'll say it's worth your time. It's only 8 episodes, and it feels like 4 or 5, honestly. Because like 2-3 episodes in, I felt like it was double that amount already because of how fast it was going and like the deaths that were already occurring. And it didn't feel rushed either, so I think that worked out pretty well. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.